Gambling, in its myriad forms, has captivated humanity for centuries. From ancient games of chance to modern-day casinos, the allure of the unpredictable remains a constant. Perhaps it's the thrill of the unknown, the possibility of instant fortune, or the simple desire to tempt fate. Whatever the reason, gambling offers a glimpse into a world where anything seems possible, where the ordinary can transform into the extraordinary in the blink of an eye. Our brains are wired to seek out rewards, and gambling offers the tantalizing possibility of a big payoff. The anticipation, the adrenaline rush, the moment of truth as the dice settle or the cards are revealed. These experiences trigger a surge of dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. This chemical reaction creates a powerful feedback loop, reinforcing the desire to gamble again and again, even in the face of losses. From the glamour of Monte Carlo to the bright lights of Las Vegas, casinos have become synonymous with luxury, excitement, and the promise of escape. Gambling, in many ways, reflects our innate desire to challenge the odds, to test our luck, and to believe that fortune favors the bold. Gambling often feels like a dance with destiny, a delicate interplay between skill and chance. In games of pure chance, like roulette or slot machines, the outcome is determined entirely by random events. Every spin, every roll, every hand is independent of the previous one, making it impossible to predict the next result based on past outcomes. This randomness is both exhilarating and frustrating, as it renders even the most seasoned gambler powerless to control the whims of fate. We develop rituals, superstitions, and lucky charms, clinging to the belief that we can somehow tip the scales in our favor. We study patterns, analyze trends, and employ betting systems, hoping to uncover some hidden order within the chaos. This search for meaning and control is a natural human instinct, a way to make sense of the unpredictable and to impose our will on the randomness of the universe. But the truth is, in games of pure chance, the house always has an edge. This edge, known as the house advantage, is a statistical reality that ensures the casino will always profit in the long run. This doesn't mean that players can't win in the short term. Indeed, many do. But it does mean that over time, the house will always come out ahead. This cognitive bias, known as the optimism bias, leads us to believe that we're more likely to win than we actually are, fueling the cycle of gambling and often leading to disappointment. One of the most common misconceptions about gambling is the gambler's fallacy, the belief that past events can influence future outcomes in random events. For example, if a roulette wheel lands on black several times in a row, a gambler might believe that red is due to come up, even though the odds of each spin remain exactly the same. This fallacy stems from our tendency to see patterns where none exist, to impose order on randomness. The reality is that each spin of the roulette wheel, each roll of the dice, each hand of cards is an independent event, unaffected by previous outcomes. The odds reset with each new game, and the past holds no sway over the future. Yet, the gambler's fallacy persists, leading players to make irrational bets based on faulty logic. Electronic roulette wheels, for example, often display the results of previous spins, creating the illusion of patterns and trends. The gambler's fallacy is a testament to the power of our intuitions, even when those intuitions are at odds with statistical realities. The house advantage is the invisible hand that guides the world of gambling. It's the subtle but significant mathematical edge that ensures casinos will always profit in the long run, regardless of individual wins or losses. This advantage is built into the rules of each game, ensuring that the odds are always slightly in favor of the house. For example, in roulette, the presence of the green zero and double zero in American roulette gives the house an edge of 2.7% and 5.26% respectively. Similarly, in slot machines, the payout percentages are set to ensure that the house retains a certain percentage of every dollar wagered, typically ranging from 5% to 15%. This advantage might seem small, but over millions of spins, rolls, and deals, it adds up to substantial profits for the casino. The house advantage is the reason why casinos can afford to offer lavish amenities, complimentary drinks, and other perks to attract customers. They know that in the long run, the math is on their side. One of the most dangerous aspects of gambling is the tendency to chase losses. This occurs when a gambler, after experiencing a series of losses, continues to gamble in an attempt to recoup their losses or to prove that they can beat the odds. This behavior is often driven by a combination of factors, including the sunk cost fallacy, the illusion of control, and the emotional roller coaster of gambling. The sunk cost fallacy refers to our tendency to continue investing in something, whether it be time, money, or effort, based on the amount we've already invested, rather than on the likelihood of future success. In gambling, this can manifest as a gambler feeling compelled to keep playing because they've already lost a significant amount of money, believing that they need to win back their losses. The illusion of control, as mentioned earlier, is the belief that we have more control over random events than we actually do. Gamblers often develop rituals, superstitions, or betting systems that they believe will give them an edge, even though these beliefs are often based on faulty logic or wishful thinking. This cycle can be difficult to break free from, as the gambler becomes increasingly entangled in a web of losses, desperation, and the elusive pursuit of a big win. The world of gambling is rife with stories of high rollers, individuals who wager staggering sums of money with an air of nonchalance. These individuals, often shrouded in an aura of mystery and glamour, capture the public imagination, embodying the ultimate fantasy of beating the odds and living a life of luxury and excess. Tales of high rollers winning or losing fortunes on a single bet circulate like urban legends, fueling the allure of gambling and perpetuating the belief that anyone can strike it rich with a bit of luck. These stories, whether true or embellished, serve as cautionary tales, reminding us of the intoxicating power of risk and the potential consequences of unchecked gambling. However, it's important to remember that these stories represent the extreme end of the gambling spectrum. The vast majority of gamblers never come close to wagering such sums of money, and the risks associated with high-stakes gambling are far beyond the means of most individuals. Moreover, the glamorous image of the high roller often masks the darker side of gambling addiction. While stories of high rollers and improbable wins capture our imagination, it's essential to acknowledge the darker side of gambling, the tales of ruin, addiction, and the devastating consequences that can befall those who lose control. For every story of a lucky gambler striking it rich, there are countless others of individuals who have lost everything, their savings, their homes, their families, to the relentless grip of addiction. Gambling addiction, like any addiction, is a complex issue with far-reaching consequences. It's a behavioral addiction characterized by an inability to control one's gambling habits, despite negative consequences. The consequences of gambling addiction can be devastating. Financial ruin is often the most immediate and visible consequence, as individuals rack up insurmountable debts, exhaust their savings, and resort to desperate measures to fund their addiction. Relationships are also often strained or broken, as trust is eroded, communication breaks down, and loved ones struggle to cope with the emotional and financial toll of the addiction. Moreover, gambling addiction can have severe impacts on mental health, leading to anxiety, depression, substance abuse, and even suicidal thoughts. Gambling, like many forms of entertainment, can be enjoyed responsibly. The key lies in striking a delicate balance between the thrill of the game and the importance of responsible behavior. Responsible gambling involves setting limits, managing expectations, and recognizing the signs of problematic gambling. One of the most crucial aspects of responsible gambling is setting limits. This includes setting a budget for how much money you're willing to spend and sticking to it, regardless of whether you're winning or losing. It's also important to set time limits for how long you'll gamble, as spending excessive amounts of time gambling can be a sign of problematic behavior. Managing expectations is also essential. It's crucial to remember that gambling should be viewed as a form of entertainment, not a way to make money. While casinos and lotteries are the most visible manifestations of gambling, it's important to recognize that gambling extends far beyond the walls of these establishments. From fantasy sports to online gaming to stock market investments, elements of gambling permeate various aspects of our lives, often in subtle and unexpected ways. Fantasy sports, for example, have exploded in popularity in recent years, blurring the lines between skill-based games and games of chance. While participants carefully research players and strategize their drafts, the outcome of their fantasy teams ultimately hinges on the unpredictable performances of real-life athletes. Online gaming, particularly in the form of loot boxes and microtransactions, has also raised concerns about gambling-like mechanics in video games. Loot boxes, for example, offer players randomized virtual items, often with varying degrees of rarity, in exchange for real-world currency. Even stock market investments, while often considered a form of calculated risk-taking, share some similarities with gambling. The enduring appeal of gambling in all its forms lies in its ability to tap into our innate fascination with the unknown. It's the thrill of the unexpected, the possibility of defying the odds, the allure of a life-changing win that keeps us coming back to the roulette wheel, the slot machine, the poker table. Gambling offers a temporary escape from the mundane, a chance to step into a world where anything seems possible. It's a reminder that life itself is a gamble, full of risks and rewards, and that sometimes the greatest risk is not taking one at all. However, it's crucial to approach gambling with a healthy dose of caution and self-awareness. Understanding the psychological mechanisms at play, the statistical realities of the games, and the potential consequences of excessive gambling is essential for navigating this world responsibly. Ultimately, the decision of whether or not to gamble is a personal one. Gambling remains an enduring paradox, a captivating blend of excitement and risk, allure and danger. It's a realm where fortunes can be won and lost in the blink of an eye, where the thrill of the unknown collides with the harsh realities of probability. Despite centuries of human fascination with gambling, its allure remains as potent as ever. Perhaps it's the enduring human desire to challenge fate, to test our luck, to believe that we can somehow outsmart the odds. Or maybe it's the simple pleasure of the game itself, the adrenaline rush, the camaraderie, the temporary escape from the ordinary. Whatever the reason, gambling continues to captivate our imaginations, offering a glimpse into a world of possibilities, however fleeting they may be. By understanding the psychology of gambling, the statistical realities of the games, and the importance of responsible behavior, we can approach this realm with a clearer understanding of the risks and rewards at stake. Gambling, like life itself, is a delicate dance between skill and chance, strategy and serendipity.